Hi, it's Morgan. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I've been lazy, but I'm here now. So let's put on some makeup. Hi there. Hi. Hello. It's nice to see you again. I'm so glad to be back. I've been on a little self-imposed hiatus from YouTube just because I didn't feel like doing it, to be honest. But we're here today. I have a gig. I've got to do some makeup. It's a cold, rainy, overcast day here in Los Angeles. What better way to spend it than with you? And I thought I'd take the opportunity to catch you up on some things that I've been doing, what I've been not doing, some highs, lows, slays, and nays for 2025 so far. So I'm gonna go shave, glue down my eyebrows, put in contact lenses, all that boring stuff to prepare a beautiful canvas to put on some makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, purple brows and all. Ooh, isn't that satisfying? So what's new? It was my birthday recently. I turned the tender age of 39, can you believe? I didn't really do anything to celebrate specifically. I mean, honestly, I feel like I celebrate myself pretty much every day, so it was just another Monday. As you can see, I'm experimenting with a new setup here. I'm not really sure about this, kind of backlit by the sky, which, by the way, in LA is almost never white like this. It's usually clear blue skies every single day, but we've been having weather. Living in LA, I'm actually honestly happy anytime it rains because the city really needs it. Especially now, I don't know if you heard, apparently made global news. There were fires, wildfires here in Los Angeles. That was a lot. Luckily, I don't live in a place that was directly affected by it, but I mean, honestly, everywhere in the city was really affected somehow. The air quality was horrible, just horrible. I mean, the first 3-4 days directly after the fire started, I couldn't do anything. I was completely wiped out. I just had to sit at home, all the windows closed. I got an air purifier, finally. That helped, I think. I was wearing a mask outside. It was a lot. It was very apocalyptic, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, the area where I live was not touched by the fires. I mean, the nearest fire was several miles away. I was actually with a friend in Hollywood. There was a small fire in Hollywood. You might have heard the two main fires were the Palisades and the Eden fires. Those were both about 15 miles away, 16 miles, something like that, I don't know. There was a smaller fire in Hollywood, in Runyon Canyon, and I was actually with a friend in their apartment in that near that neighborhood, when they got the evacuation order. That was really terrifying, actually. They came and spent the night here at my place. It did make me question living here, to be honest, for a bit, but also other people who live here, have lived here for a long time, were like unfazed by it, which was kind of bizarre. Is this normal? I guess it is now. The week after the fires started, my partner and I we'd already planned to go out to Palm Springs. He has relatives there in Palm Springs, which is a small city, if you don't know, very gay. About 2 hours drive east of LA in the desert. We stayed there a couple of days, and then I actually worked out that I got to go visit another friend who lives further out in the desert, an hour further east from Palm Springs, a place called 29 Palms, just beyond Joshua Tree, if you've heard of that. I mean, middle of nowhere, like really nothing around, but it's beautiful, really stunning. I kind of was tempted, I was like, ooh, could I live here? Honestly, at this point in my life, I really value living in a city. I mean, I can walk, even in LA, which is unusual, I can walk 10-20 minutes from my house and I've got everything at my fingertips, really. So I really value that. Every time I try a new setup to film here for YouTube, I'm never really sure about the lighting, and this time I think I did actually a bad job. I don't think this is good lighting. We'll fix it in post, don't worry. That's what they say in the industry, right? If you've been with me for a while, you might notice my makeup. I don't know if people pay attention to these things. I used to never do the same makeup, and now I only do the same makeup. I was watching a video back on this channel from a couple years ago when I was talking actually about how I always do different makeup. During the COVID lockdown, I was like trying something new every single time. And then, I don't know when I found this makeup really. I think it was, while I was still in Berlin, I kind of developed this makeup, but I added this white, I don't draw eyebrows, but I draw the underbrow highlight. Does that make sense? I don't know. I added this just before I left Berlin. I really like how it looks, but I think lately I've been doing it too low. I think it looks better when it's more extreme. Though I am wearing a very small wig today. Well, not small, it's long, but it's not voluminous. And I don't know if big eye makeup with a flat wig looks weird. Whatever. It's my face, I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's one of the reasons I don't do YouTube that often, is because I don't really have a good place to film. I'm looking forward to having a dedicated drag YouTube room in my new place. I don't know what this place is, I don't live there yet. I haven't found it, I'm not considering moving. A girl can dream. Ooh, blue eyeshadow, shall we? Anyway, what else? Oh, one fun thing that I've done recently is, I mean, you've heard me talk about it before if you pay attention. I was developing a solo show last year, 2024. To rewind some more, at the beginning of 2024, I did a comedy class, like a stand-up comedy class here in LA, which I really enjoyed. I got a lot out of that. And doing a solo show is something I'd thought about doing for quite a long time. With all the material I'd written in my comedy class, I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to put something together. So I basically just used a lot of the jokes I'd written and combined them with performances I've done before to create a narrative storytelling experience. And yeah, I produced a show called Timeline of Trauma, which is essentially the story of my life, how I became a drag queen. Spoiler, it was my childhood trauma. It's a stand-up comedy show mostly, but I also use video, there's musical performances, there's choreography, there are lots of outfit changes. And yeah, I worked together with a director who's a friend of mine here, who has experience directing stage plays. And I worked with a choreographer to choreograph some of the numbers. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. I've done it twice now here in LA. It was sold out both times. Thank you, hold your applause. Are we doing symmetry today? I don't know. Is she taking the day off? She's busy, Miss Symmetry. Anyway, yes, Timeline of Trauma, a 45, 50-minute solo show, just me on stage, telling jokes, doing some musical performance, some with choreo, some not, with some video, and many outfit changes, perhaps too many. That was perhaps a little ambitious. But yeah, I did it twice. It was very well received. I'm really happy with it. The only critique I got was based on the name. Some people said it should have more trauma. I mean, it is a comedy show. I didn't want to make it too heavy. Also, the venue required me to name the show before I'd actually finished writing it, so we were kind of working backwards. But anyway, I will probably do it again in LA, and I also would love to do it in Berlin this spring, summer when I come visit. Yes, I'm planning to come visit probably in May. Details TBA. And my friend who I visited in the desert, Cosmic Cousins, they're an astrologer, they came and saw my show in LA. They drove all the way from the desert just to come see my show. Amazing. They're convinced that there would be a demand for it in the desert, so they're trying to find me a venue to perform it. That would be pretty fun, right? Who knows, maybe this is the beginning of a solo comedy drag show tour for me. That would be amazing. I would love that, actually. Unfortunately, I'm just going to talk about this because I feel like it's not talked about that much in drag. People who do drag like as a job. Is this a job? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't really make any money doing my solo show, even though it was sold out. Like, I sold out a 80 seat venue. Like, there were 80 seats in the venue. 80. I mean, some people got in for free because I was able to give out free tickets. Anyway, I didn't really make any money because I guess this is just how venues in LA work. The venue keeps most of the profit from the show. I mean, I did get some payout, of course, and I used that to pay my director, my choreographer, the tech person, rehearsals, stuff like that, you know? So I didn't really make any money. I think the first time I did it, I made $10. So that was a little disappointing, a little discouraging, but maybe there was someone in the crowd who noticed me. It's gonna give me a big break. That's the LA story, right? Oh yeah. Ooh, that is a fat, chunky lid. I think I like that. Yes. very... I'm using the Trixie Play pigment, the white one for this. It's what I used for my underbrow and also for cutting the crease. If you've paid attention on my channel, I did a video using a bunch of Trixie Cosmetics products, and I wasn't sure about this one when I first used it. But I think now that I'm used to how it works, how the formula sets, I actually really like it. Because yeah, it dries by itself. I don't have to set it. On the lid, I do set it with a different color because I want the lids to be yellow, but the underbrow, I don't actually have to do anything to it, which is great. Did we achieve symmetry? I'm performing tonight in a show hosted by 2 drag kings. Did I say that already? Anyway, I love working with drag kings. I've probably said this before. Honestly, I think drag kings are often more creative, interesting, engaging than drag queens. Again, if you're paying attention, I said at the beginning of this video, it was my birthday this week. 39 years old, yes. This is being filmed in early February, so you might have guessed I am an Aquarius, thank you. However, Morgan is absolutely 100% a Leo. There is no question. No question. But I mean, she's actually a Leo. She was born in late July. My first stage performance back in Berlin, 2018. Picture it. I feel quite nostalgic for that time, although not for my makeup. It was terrible, truly. To fill in my black liner, I've been using this. What is this? Hello? Revolution. It's like a black gel liner. I've had this one for quite a long time, which on the one hand is good, it means it lasts a while, but it's getting a little dry. I really wanted to try the Trixie Hot Line, the black gel liner, because I do believe that is almost certainly the best black gel liner. However, it's always sold out when I check. And I'm a little cheap. It seems a bit expensive for me. Now that I do my makeup like this, I actually honestly can't believe there was a time when I used to do tiny little wing liner. That seems absolutely wild to me. The only way I can imagine doing eyeliner now is covering my entire eyelid, because trying to mess with little tiny wings and like line them up to the crease in my natural lid, like no thank you, that sounds like a lot of work. Also, I think just trying to do drag with my natural anatomy is it's not really for me. Some people can do that. I am not one of those people. But I do look back on some pictures of myself or videos in drag and I'm like, wow, that is actually beautiful, and I'm not wearing that much makeup. Like I did this look for a video I did right in the beginning of the COVID lockdowns. I did Robin's dancing on my own outside a bunch of closed Berlin clubs. That was fun. Spent a day driving around the city, filming in front of closed clubs in broad daylight. But my makeup looks great. You can see the video here on the channel. Now, a step I've been doing with my makeup for a while is setting my gel liner with a powder shadow. I bought this Wet n Wild Color Icon palette because of Trixie Mattel's endorsement of it, I guess. She said it's one of the best black matte shadows that you can get at the drugstore. However, it has a lot of fallout, so I'm always afraid of getting it on my nose. Anyway, the point is, I don't know if this step is really worth it. Let's do a side by side. Okay, so that lid, that black has been set with shadow and that one has not. Do they look different? So now I like to set the top part of my makeup before I move on. I don't know, just to decrease the likelihood of creasing with the wrinkles, because you know, 39. But I always leave this bit here. I don't set that so that it's easy to blend it with the rest of my face when I get to that. Oh yes, my partner and I, you may remember, we used to do events back in Berlin called Icons. Well, we've done them a couple of times here in LA in different forms. We did one recently, just after Christmas, before New Year's, what we like to call the taint of the year. That was pretty successful. We had a bunch of interesting talent, very varietous range, that's not a word, but I'm just gonna pretend it is. This incredible ventriloquist who's a trans man, Zach Binder. He's really funny. He has a couple of puppets that he works with. He does stand-up comedy, and he did like predictions for the new year with his puppet Tickle Muff. That was great. We had the glamorous Monique, trans icon, musician, artist, model. She just got on stage and wiggled, really. That was lovely. Wow Ash Wow, a very talented rapstress. Pleasure to work with. Valentina Moretti, another trans icon, singer, pop star, diva, and me. Yeah, and honestly, I think, I don't know, maybe this is obvious. Now more than ever, it feels like super important to center trans voices and trans artists. I don't know, it feels all kind of hopeless in a way, but I'm like, what can I, a cisgender person, do? I can create space for trans people to shine, and I can use my privilege as a cis person to speak up when I witness injustice. Right, I've primed this part of my face and I'm gonna color correct my beard. I used to do this all the time when I started doing drag, and then I stopped. I don't know, laziness, or it wasn't effective. I really don't know if it makes a difference. Okay, actually, I think, okay, here we go. I think it might make a difference when I'm under stage lights, which I will be tonight, but I don't think it makes much of a difference when I'm just like outside, like a daytime, daylight situation. Back in Berlin, when I stopped doing this, is what I was doing most of the time. I was doing my show at Club Birgit. Anyone remembers that one? Speaking of which, it actually continued last summer. I was remotely producing that show, and it looks like I'm gonna be doing the same this year. So that's fun. Look out for announcements about that. I probably will be there myself, like I said, in May. I think I plan to come to Berlin, so I'll probably host some of the shows myself. Just like the old days, isn't that fun? Honestly, I can't wait. I'm actually really excited about that. I miss Berlin a lot. I do feel a bit lost here in LA, to be honest. For being vulnerable, I knew what I was doing in Berlin. Here in LA, I'm like, what am I doing? Who knows? Oh, I have been doing another regular show here in LA. I've only done it twice. So for those keeping score, I did have a regular show, which I started in November 2023, just after I'd moved here, actually at a Mexican bar restaurant kind of experience. And that went really well, but after a few months, the venue closed down. So that stopped last summer, 2024. And since November 2024, I've been doing a show at the Black Cat, which is a historic queer venue here in Los Angeles. By the way, I know this looks crazy. I'm gonna do underpainting today. Decided I want to do underpainting. I don't know if that does anything, but here we are. The Black Cat here in LA is actually the site of a riot which predates Stonewall in New York by a couple of years. It's actually the 58th anniversary of it this week. That looks terrible. Anyway, it's not meant to look good at this stage. It's fine. But so far I've only done that show twice, I think. Did November and December. We had to cancel the show in January this year because of the fires, because it's an outdoor show. I wasn't doing an outdoor show with that air quality. I don't think so, no thank you. But yeah, that's been nice to have a very casual outdoor daytime. It's on a Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m, which I thought at first was a really weird time to do a show. I actually kind of love it. It's like not too early. I don't have to get up early and start doing my makeup at like 8 in the morning like I might for a brunch thing. Because you know, I love not going out. That is like one of my favorite things, is not to go out. I learned something very important about myself in 2024. I hate house parties. Unless maybe if I know everyone there. But going to a house party where I don't know anyone, no thank you. Or I know like one person, that's so boring. Ugh, I'm so over that. I'm not doing that in 2025. Yeah, I just love staying at home. See that underpainting did absolutely nothing. You can't see anything there, whatever. So I have to do it all again. And yeah, for some reason I decided I do half my face at a time. Usually I start on the right side, now I'm doing the left. This is a bit odd. Let's do some liquid blush. Yeah, so like I was saying, I love not going out. One of my favorite things to do, honestly, is just to stay at home and watch TV with my partner. Love that. And I've watched a mix of some good stuff and some not so good stuff lately. Well, this is not TV, but I went to the cinema not that long ago, the movie theater. I very rarely go to the movies, but I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Big fan of the works of Tolkien first, and then the Peter Jackson adaptations are pretty slay. But yeah, I went to see the War of the Rohirrim animated movie set like 200 years before the events of the Lord of the Rings. I thought it was fine. It was a movie. It was animated, which is not my preference, I guess, but it was entertaining. I actually went with two people who didn't know it was animated, even though I had told them. I made a point of making sure that they knew, but they didn't listen. They were heterosexuals, but I try not to hold that against them. But yeah, as far as TV, what have I watched lately? I watched this actually pretty terrible Netflix show called No Good Deed with Lisa Kudrow. It was not good. I guess that's all I have to say about that. I enjoyed Dune Prophecy, maybe more than the movie Dune actually. I like the books Dune, and I actually really like the sci-fi miniseries adaptation from the early 2000s. I found the recent movies, actually I have only seen the first one. I found it okay. I don't really love Timothy Chalamet. But yeah, Dune Prophecy was cunty. It's like a mostly female cast about the Bene Gesserit witches, founding of their order 10,000 years before the events of the most recent movie. And most recently I've been watching Silo. Love her. Just finished season 1, starting season 2. No spoilers. I love a post-apocalyptic storyline. This is not recent, but one of my other favorite post-apocalyptic shows based on a book is Station 11. I read the book back in like, I don't know, 2016, 17, 18, no, 16. It's about a worldwide pandemic that kills almost everyone. And set 20 years after that. And they started filming it in 2019 or 2020. So it became a very COVID-coded. But yeah, it's based on a book. And it's one instance where I think perhaps maybe the show, the adaptation, is actually better than the book. And I haven't read the books that Silo is based on, but from what I've heard, that may be the case with Silo too. Anyway, I bet you didn't realize this has become a media recommendation channel now. Here we are. And of course we've been watching Drag Race, season 17. Pretty wild, honestly, that it's reached 17 seasons. And the wildest thing about that, honestly, is some of these queens are so young. I mean, all of the queens on season 17 are, like the oldest one is 33, I think. Most of them are in their early mid-20s. Crazy. That means that they've grown up with Drag Race. Like, probably their main reference for drag is Drag Race, which I find utterly bizarre. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fine. Honestly, at this point, it feels pretty formulaic. I can watch an episode and I'm like, oh, this person is going to be in the bottom, and they're going to lip sync, and this one is going to be eliminated because XYZ. Yeah, it's like very predictable, I think. However, I don't mind that because it means it's kind of comfort TV. Like, I know what's going to happen. There's nothing surprising, really. Oh, but lately, my YouTube channel has been recommending to me all these reaction videos filmed from like many years ago, from like iconic Drag Race moments. Valentina's elimination, or Sasha Velour's win, or Tatiana versus Alyssa, that kind of thing. And it's just like in a gay bar and all these fags reacting to this iconic moment. Love those. They're so stupid. I guess that's like how the straight people feel about sports, right? But honestly, at this point in the Drag Race empire, I actually prefer a lot of the franchises not from the US. So honestly, some of my favorite ones are the ones where RuPaul is not the host. Like for a while, I think France and Spain were some of my favorites. I really like Nikki Doll and Supreme as hosts. I think they're great, and it just feels fresher somehow. So I'm curious to see how Drag Race might fix their image, or whether it's just gonna die out. Honestly, I'm ready for it to be over soon, but I think there'll be a couple more seasons yet that's making money, Miss Paul, she is not going to let go that easily. Just my opinion. So I've set everything now and I'm just doing a little contouring. I feel renewed, revitalized, invigorated to try and develop this YouTube channel some more. So I hope maybe to have more content coming soon. We'll see. I guess I'm just gonna keep trying different places in my house to film. Honestly, now that the sun has set, this lighting is actually kind of cunty. Yes. One thing I didn't mention earlier, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention this here. They haven't been very private about it. Anyway, there's going to be a new Drag King reality competition show. It's going to be hosted by Murray Hill, iconic New York legendary drag king. And a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine actually here in LA, are involved in the production. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that. My partner is writing some music for it. And I've been like begging to be part of it somehow. I was like, honestly, I'll just like be a stagehand. I don't know what the word for that is. I have no experience in TV, but I would love to be part of the production. Let's see. Watch this space. I did tell them like, oh, if you need a drag queen as like a model or assistant or something, I would love to be on screen, but I'm not sure that's really appropriate. I mean, who knows what they're planning. It's not up to me, but I don't want to steal space on a show about drag kings as a drag queen. We have enough representation already. Some might say too much. All right, I'm gonna do some finishing touches and I'll be right back with the final look. And here we are with the final look. I'm even wearing nails. Oh my gosh, who is she? That's actually one of my resolutions for 2025. I want to wear nails more often in drag. This was fun. Thank you for getting ready with me. I have to go because I am running late as always. Somehow drag seems to expand or contract to take up exactly the amount of time that I allow it, and I'm always rushing at the end. Even though I can do my makeup in 70 minutes or 2.5 hours. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, here we are. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. That would be very lovely of you, and it will inspire me to keep making new videos and try new things with the channel, because God knows I don't have anything else going on. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye. I've never worn these nails before, but they do kind of go perfectly with it. Also, this is my color palette: blue, red, yellow. Primary colors, baby. Sorry about this flat wig. This is just me now. Okay, bye.